I think we are live.
Yes, we are. Hi, everybody. So if you can just maybe, if you're audible and all, if you can just put it on the chat that we're audible, that would be great.
I think we are live. Hello, 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 everyone. Okay, so we
Hi.
are seeing people with us.
Yeah. Hi, Aditya. Hi, Deep. Hi, Saurabh.
So, guys, we are going to discuss how to analyze mocks, which can Shivali will share a strategy with us, which can help us boost CET score by 20 to 30 marks. So, she'll help us with some tips and proper framework with which we can uh, thoroughly analyze our mocks and then move on to the next mock and how to overcome our shortcomings and everything. So, yeah, over to you, Shivali.
Yeah. So, doing a syllabus, completing the syllabus and giving a mock and doing analysis for that are two very complete. I mean, these are two very different things. क्योंकि there is a point कि आपका syllabus पूरा हो गया हो. Even it had happened with me कि मैंने when I gave my first mock, I was like कि हाँ पूरा तो syllabus हो गया है. Now I might score around 100, 110. मतलब ऐसे लगता है, but that is not the case. When I gave my first mock, I scored around 80 to 90-ish, कुछ तो था. I mean, my score was around that. So, doing the whole syllabus and giving a mock and, improving on mock score are two different things. So, if you're done with the mock, I'll give you the strategy on how to analyze the mock. So, firstly, आप जो भी mock दे रहे हो, make sure that you're at this point, there is a possible, I mean, just don't solve the wrong questions, first of all. Make sure that you're solving the correct questions and make sure that you're solving the questions which you didn't attempt as well. Most of the times यही होता है कि you tend to not solve the questions which were correct because you feel कि हाँ क्या ही time waste है फिर से question solve करने हैं and all of that, but that is not the case because at the end of the mock you have a solution which is given to you, which is ह्यूज 95% ऑफ द केसेस में ऐसे होता है कि दैट सोल्यूशन इज द मतलब वो वैसा सोल्यूशन है जिसमें आपको यू विल नीड टू टेक यू विल कंज्यूम द लीस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम और यू विल बी एबल टू एंड यू विल बी एबल टू गेट टू द आंसर द आई मीन यूजुअली द क्विकेस्ट वे होता है. सो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर डूइंग दैट. आप वो भी करेक्ट क्वेश्चंस भी एनालाइज कर रहे हो. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा है और यू थिंक कि ये क्वेश्चन में बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है बाय by whatever way you are following, by whatever method you are following. So what you can do is on this WhatsApp groups and all, you can just put that question. 10 different people will answer answer that question in 10 different ways, and then you can select key what is the most efficient way by which you can save your time. So firstly, I'll say कि पहले तो जो भी आपके करेक्ट आंसर्स है वो भी एनालाइज करो. मेक श्योर व्हेन वी आर गिविंग अ मॉक एंड व्हेन वी आर डूइंग इट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि बहुत ज्यादा स्क्रिबलिंग करते हैं हम, स्पेशली व्हेन वी आर सॉल्विंग पजल्स और इवन LR क्वेश्चंस. वी टेंड टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ स्क्रिबलिंग इवन व्हेन इट कम्स टू कॉन्ट्स. We tend to even sometimes, I mean, this is to happen to me at the initial phases of my and at the initial phase, like when I started giving a mock, कि you even tend to write whatever XYZ plus XYZ, like कोई भी 3 digit plus 3 digit हो, we tend to write that. But make sure कि आप अगर फिर से solve कर रहे हो तो is there a possibility कि मैं I can solve it in my head. You don't have to use pen and paper. How can you improve on your speed math? तो when you analyze your correct questions as well, so next time you might. So what happened with me was कि I analyze कि मैं बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्ट्स में लिख रही हूँ. Then I started practicing speed math. उसकी वजह से मेरा कॉन्ट्स में टाइम पर क्वेश्चन ड्रास्टिकली कम हो गया था. सो यू कैन डू दैट. फिर उसके बाद जो रॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस है वो तो सॉल्व करने ही है डेफिनेटली. एंड मेक श्योर कि अगर इफ if you have some मतलब you have already done those topics and then to वो questions में आपका मतलब कुछ तो गलती हो रही है या फिर मे बी silly mistake हो सकता है, then make sure if you need to brush up that topic, then do brush those topics up. अगर कोई if you need to maybe solve 10-20 extra questions for that particular topic कि आपने वो pattern का question उस नहीं किया होगा, then make sure that you're practicing more questions in of that particular subtopic. Then coming towards जो difficult बहुत ही ज़्यादा difficult questions है, when you are analyzing your mock, make sure कि अगर even if you're taking थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा time, but make sure कि you're putting that much of time and solving the questions which you didn't solve at all. या फिर you might think कि ठीक है यार एग्जाम में अगर ये ऐसा क्वेश्चन आएगा तो मैं छोड़ ही दूंगा. But it's okay. Now that you are analyzing, you can sit and maybe see कि if you are able to solve it. Stipulated time frame में हो रहा है कि नहीं. Usually ऐसा होता है कि लगता है कि हाँ हाँ ये तो difficult है, ये तो मैं तब I would not even solve it during my D day, but there is a possibility कि you end up कि नहीं यार दिखता है लेंदी है 4 variables का puzzle, but there is a possibility कि easy puzzle हो. Then that gives you a वो so next time when you're giving a mock, you will see कि अरे ठीक है puzzle बड़ा है या फिर question lengthy है, but there is a possibility कि it is on the easier side. So these are the main things which definitely everybody should keep in their mind, and definitely giving X number of mocks should never be the aim कि 20 30 40 odd mocks देने ही हैं. Improving your mock score has to be the end goal कि make sure that कि अगर आप आज मॉक दे रहे हो तो कल या फिर फॉर अ डे और टू यूर एनालाइजिंग द मॉक थरली, यूर प्रैक्टिसिंग ऑन डी डे, तो मेक श्योर दैट यूर एनालाइजिंग इट थरली. एंड देन जब आपका ऑन द नेक्स्ट डे और उसके बाद मेक श्योर दैट जो आपके टॉपिक्स है एनालिसिस के वक्त आपने लिखा था कि यू हैव टू रिवाइज दोस टॉपिक, ब्रश अप दोस टॉपिक्स, या फिर यू वांट टू प्रैक्टिस ऑन समथिंग, यू वांट टू ऐड ऑन समथिंग, तो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर डूइंग दैट सो दैट आपका जब आप नेक्स्ट टाइम मॉक दे रहे हो तो आपका स्कोर बढ़े. एंड ऑल्सो परसेंटाइल पे या फिर मार्क्स पे इतना ध्यान मत देना. मेक श्योर दैट योर रैंक इज गुड. सो इफ यू आर इन टॉप 10-20 एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, इवन दैट इज अ वेरी गुड स्कोर. एंड मेक श्योर कि यू आर नॉट गिविंग लाइक वेरी इजी मॉक्स एज वेल. So yeah, I mean these are the things that I would like to say on a broad strokes for mock analysis and improving your score.
Right. Maybe meanwhile we can take a few questions as well.
Yeah, sure. Abhay is asking if it is possible to crack MBA CET if he's starting today. Definitely yes, Abhay. So when it comes to aptitude or any other any entrance exam for that matter, the topics, the sections that we have, ऐसे नहीं होता है कि you have to start from scratch. वर्बल हम करते ही है, हमें आता ही है, इंग्लिश तो आता ही है. देन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट वी हैव बीन डूइंग इट ड्यूरिंग आवर स्कॉलरशिप्स फॉर फोर्थ एंड सेवेंथ. Even for that matter, logical reasoning, you have direction sense. So we have a certain level of, everybody has a certain level of base which has been made. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि you have to start from scratch, from zero itself. So definitely it is possible. Maybe you can take a month or so to complete your syllabus and then start giving mocks, start doing mock analysis. But definitely it is possible. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I have had batchmates who have come to who landed up in JBIMS just with 2 months of preparations. And in this year, starting from this year, that we have CET twice a year, definitely, even if you feel that itna preparation nahi hua hai first attempt me, the one that we have in April, you can definitely try for the second, second attempt, second whatever in the month we have. So you can definitely try for that as well. So there's a question where they're asking how to increase speed in quants. Firstly, for quants, you should have, so basically for quants, definitely you have to, I used to make my formula sheet. So you have to have a base which is prepared for yourself for every topic, I would say. और उसके बाद over and above that, revision is something that helped me because quants में I was not that great in quants. So I used to revise cons. I have revised cons again and again ताकि वो you have those concepts in your head ताकि when you have a question in front of you, आपका reaction time उतना कम हो जाए and then you're solving very fast. So practice is very important, and speed, to increase speed, as I suggested कि speed math is something which is very important. It will reduce your time drastically in not just in quant के topics, I mean the quant, I mean the one-liners that we have, but in DI as well. So practice speed math, and yeah, I think speed in quant. So firstly, practicing a number of questions in every subtopic, and then practicing speed math. Speed math plays a very important role because even when I gave CET for the first time, मुझे लगा कि क्या ही हो जाएगा. I think traditional way ही बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा है. नहीं नहीं, ये ऐसे नहीं करती हूँ. I think नहीं नहीं, मैं whatever 2 by 2 का addition करके, that is much easier as compared to this tricks and tips that we have. But no, that is not the case. Even for that matter, speed math में what you can do is 2 by 2 का multiplication भी कैसे करते हैं, 3 by 3 का multiplication भी कैसे करते हैं, wherein you don't have to follow the traditional method, but your speed will improve drastically. At the start you will feel कि बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है या फिर क्लिक नहीं हो रहा है इतने जल्दी, बट इवेंचुअली इफ यू स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग तो यू विल गेट यूज टू दैट, एंड इट विल इम्प्रूव योर, आई मीन इट विल डिक्रीज योर टाइम ड्रास्टिकली. आई मीन बिलीव मी, मैंने ये ट्राई किया था और कॉन्ट्स में मेरा टाइम बहुत कम हो गया, because of which I was able to solve a lot of other questions, because of which I was able to give time to verbal which I was not giving, and then मेरा verbal में भी score बढ़ गया. तो speed maths is very 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 important for cons.
Also, Shivali, like recently, like I've been getting a lot of queries. Like people are asking, since there are two attempts. So people think that, okay, if they've bought like 15, 20 mocks, so they're scared of utilizing the mocks, and maybe they're saving a few mocks for the second attempt. And then they ask that how many mocks should we attempt for the for my first attempt, and how many should we leave for the second. So like this is the query that I've come across from many students. So like, do you have any
Yeah.
suggestion for that? Yeah.
I would say कि don't keep in your head कि मुझे second attempt तक जाना है. Make sure that you're making your first attempt your last attempt, and then you're getting a 99.9899 whatever, so that you don't have to attempt, you don't have to give the second attempt at first place. And then see, market में बहुत ज़्यादा mocks available है. So if you want to save, say for example for me specifically, Test Funda was the best mock that I came across for CET. And if I were in your place, what I would have done is maybe keep like for approximately 5 to 7 mocks for my second attempt, agar if that would be a possibility. And then if not, to baki sare mocks de do. And then you have so many platforms which provide mocks nowadays, which are good enough. And then in every a platform, you'll get at least 1 to 2 mocks which are free of cost. So you can give that as well. Give as many mocks as possible. Don't be like second attempt के लिए mock रखना है. It's fine. And even if you're giving, if even if you exhaust all your mocks, then mocks, I don't think so they are so pricey that we can't, इतने pricey नहीं होते हैं mocks at first place. So you can definitely, maybe if you, अगर first attempt में नहीं आया अच्छा score, then second attempt में you can maybe buy from the same portal, from different portal. So mock का I don't think so this, मतलब इतना, आई मीन डोंट थिंक अपॉन कि मुझे सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट के लिए मॉक्स रखने हैं. गिव एज मच एज पॉसिबल, इम्प्रूव योर स्कोर एज मच एज पॉसिबल, एंड देन इफ यू थिंक, तो आई थिंक एज आई सेड अर्लियर 5 to 7 मॉक्स, 5 to 7 ऑड मॉक्स यू कैन कीप फॉर योर सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट. बाकी तो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर मेकिंग द मोस्ट आउट ऑफ योर फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट इटसेल्फ.
Exactly. Also, we have 18 people watching, so please like the stream, guys, and share it with your friends as well. They'll like this will help them as well. So please like and share.
Yeah.
Also, guys, we have started with a crash course from yesterday. So we have been getting very good feedback from that as well. Like people are able to understand a lot of shortcuts and how to design a strategy for a particular topic, how to go about it. So crash course is basically a thorough revision sessions for MBA CET. So if you all are interested, you can check the description, check the contents of it. If you have any queries, you can reach out to us as well. And yeah.
Yes, I'll take this question by Saurabh. He's like, maths takes a lot of time. Yeah, maths takes a lot of time for everybody, not just you, Saurabh. But the thing is, you'll have to, as and when you practice revision in maths, I feel is very important. आप जितना रिवाइज करोगे उतना आपका रिएक्शन टाइम कम हो जाएगा and you'll be able to solve them more quickly. So I think maths में तो practice is very very important. As I said, as I mentioned earlier as well, speed math कर लो. तो और even for me, as compared to all other sections, I used to give around 38 to 40 minutes to just for cons because I know कि मेरा verbal थोड़ा weak था. So I'll be scoring a little less in verbal, but that was okay with me because I used to make sure that cons me I'm getting in 30 plus marks by putting in, a little more amount of time for cons. So make sure that even if you're taking more amount in cons, I mean more amount of time in cons, make sure that it you should analyze ki aapka, are you getting enough marks from the amount of time that you're putting in that particular section. So and if you are, so that is I mean it's, you don't have to worry about it. Eventually you have to reach to that score or rank. So even if you're giving a little more time but you're getting, say for example, 30-35 marks out of it, then you are good to go, I think. And maths, definitely revision is very, very, very important for you. I mean, when it comes to cons. I'll take this question by Harry. He's like, how to stay calm during the exam. It is hard for me to concentrate for 150 minutes. Okay, Harry, so I think you have just started giving mocks because initially ये सबके साथ होता है. First of all, concentration is another thing, but just sitting for just sitting in a place for 2.5 hours also needs certain amount of patience and because we don't have the habit of sitting in a place for 2.5 hours. So it's okay. These things will come over time only. And first of all, as you're saying about concentration, to make sure, so what I used to do is first I used to I used to solve sections in which मुझे थोड़ा confidence feel हो कि ठीक है. I used to solve LR and their abstract. तो I used to feel कि ठीक है. Uh, I have majorly covered 50% of my 50% of the paper. Now I just have 50% left. And then you can you can move towards maybe cons or even for that matter verbal, जो भी आपको लेना है in whichever chronology you feel like. So you can go with that. Concentration में starting में you'll feel that, but eventually when you start giving mock, when you start analyzing, वो 2.5 आवर्स कैसे निकल जाते हैं पता भी नहीं चलता है आफ्टर अ पॉइंट, क्योंकि यू आर सो एनग्रॉस्ड इन सॉल्विंग ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. यू आर लाइक ये करना है, वो करना है, सब कुछ करना है. एंड देन इवेंचुअली यू विल फील कि टाइम नहीं है. सो इट्स ओके, स्टार्टिंग में हो सकता है बिकॉज यू आर नॉट यूज टू सिटिंग फॉर 2.5 आवर्स, नॉट यूज टू रीडिंग सो मच इन 2.5 आवर्स. 200 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने होते हैं, बट इवेंचुअली इट विल हैपन. एंड देन probably towards the end you'll feel कि 2.5 hours कम पड़ रहे हैं. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, towards the start it's fine, but eventually you'll get used to it. And staying calm is like, I used to feel ki I used to feel a little comfortable जब I used to have this thing in my head कि ठीक है, मैंने आधा पेपर तो सॉल्व कर लिया, अब आधा ही बाकी है. या फिर जो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट इज स्कोरिंग, LR इज स्कोरिंग, तो ये तो मैंने कर लिया है. तो नाउ आई हैव जस्ट 2 sections which are left. So I mean you can see what works for you, what permutation combination works for you, which section maybe for some people giving starting with cons boosts their energy, boosts their confidence. So you can try that as well for yourself. So there's somebody who's asking what's the good score and rank in test funda prior to 2 months before the exam. I would say, see, it depends. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. There is a possibility कि somebody scoring, somebody getting a rank of 5 or 7 might end up getting, maybe even a 98 or 97 percentile on D-Day. But there is a possibility somebody scoring less might end up getting into JBIMS as well. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Just make sure that you are giving your best. To maybe just summarize in like a line or so, I would say कि somewhere around, even if your rank is somewhere around 20, I mean in from 1 to 20, or like you're in top 20 or maybe top 30, that is also a good score. for now, because many people must have started giving the mocks now, because we just have now 2 odd months left to CET. So yeah, and percentile पे तो मत ही जाओ, score पे and all of that. Rank, I would suggest you can gauge yourself, or maybe gauge your improvement on rank itself and not the score. Also for score, if I had to say this though, I would say ki somewhere around 110, 115 at this point of time also is a good score, because many people must have started giving the mocks now. So as I said initially as well, ki syllabus complete karna is one part, but when you give mocks, I mean that is kind of you're starting from zero only, कि आपको 80 आता है, फिर 90 आता है, and eventually you'll improve as and when you'll give mocks, as and when you'll improve yourself. तो वो तो हो जाएगा, but as this point of time, if I just had to say कि 100 even 110, 115 is a good score. You still have 2 months in your hand. You can analyze your mocks, give more and more mocks, as many mocks as possible, analyze them thoroughly, prepare on your जो भी weak topics है, या फिर जो भी ब्रश अप करना है वो कर लो, एंड देन इवेंचुअली यू विल इम्प्रूव। ऐसा मतलब वही है कि एज कम्पेयर टू जैट, कैट एंड ऑल द अदर एग्जाम्स, सीईटी में जो टॉपिक्स आते हैं आर लाइक ऑन अ इजी टू मॉडरेट लेवल, बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं होते, सो यू डोंट हैव टू पुट इन कि you have to have your, it is very important in CT that you have a strategy ki uh, that you have to pocket all the easy questions first, difficult questions hai to second round ke liye rakho, and all of that. So I think 2 months are, I mean 2 months are sufficient to improve your score by 30, 40 odd marks starting from now as well. So Purva is asking, what was your 2 month strategy before exam? So 2 months prior, I had started giving mocks. I used to give 2 mocks per week, and I used to analyze them thoroughly. जो भी on a daily basis, when I used to not, I'll tell you two things: when I used to give a mock, and when I used to not give a mock, how my day used to look like. So when I used to give a mock, it used to be around giving a mock for 2.5 hours, then a break of 1 hour, and then analyzing the mock thoroughly for the rest of the day that I have for around say 7 odd hours, analyzing all the questions thoroughly. And then over and above that, I used to also go through synonyms, antonyms, whatever I had to revise, maybe 10, 15 synonyms, antonyms, revising 10 to 12 grammar rules on a daily basis. This is what I used to do when I'm giving a mock. And then when I'm not giving a mock, I whatever topics I've written down कि ये revise करने हैं, तो I used to revise them first, and then I used to make sure कि I'm solving, see, puzzles, 7 to 8 puzzles on a daily basis when I'm not giving a mock. Then I'm solving at least 2 to 3 DI sets. I'm solving 2 to 3 RCs on a daily basis. I'm solving abstract ke 25 questions. And yeah, definitely synonyms, antonyms, 10 to 12 revision, jo bhi you must have written down in your book or on a group or something like that. And then revising 10 to 12 odd grammar rules. So this is how my, I mean, 2 months prior, my strategy was. And yeah, as and when, just CET, I mean, 15 days before CET, I made sure that, I'm giving mock every alternate day, so that मेरा थोड़ा confidence boost हो रहा है. Make sure that you're giving mocks on different portals. सारे portals पे एक एक दो दो free मिल ही जाएंगे. तो make sure so that you're not getting used to a particular portal, because exam में कैसे आएगा, you never know. So make sure you're doing that as well. So yeah, on broad strokes, this is what my strategy would look like. So yeah, Deep is saying ki, ma'am, I've solved previous year questions on TTP website. I feel that's little on easier side. So even for that matter, CET में जो questions आते हैं, they are on a little bit of an easier to moderate level. इतने भी difficult नहीं होते हैं. There are some slots. ऐसा होता ही है हर बार कि there is a slot which is very 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 difficult. But it all it is not just difficult for you, right? It is difficult for everybody else as well. So you just have to you know solve the easy and the moderate level questions. And even if you let go of the difficult questions, everybody's going to let go of those questions, because nobody has prepared for it. If I mean, if somebody who is preparing for CAT is also attempting the CT, then there is a possibility he might do that. बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। इफ प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस आप कोई भी पोर्टल में से कहीं पे भी देखोगे ना, तो वो थोड़ा इट विल बी ऑन द इजियर साइड ओनली. व्हाट यू कैन डू इज maybe you can give test funda mocks which are really good. I mean, the difficulty level in those mocks is not very easy. It is moderate to difficult. And yeah, I think you can do that as of now. I mean, for that matter, I always suggest test vendor mocks. But if you'll see mocks from different portals or different institutes, there many institutes have CET mocks which are on a very, very, very easier side. So it is very important for you to choose which mocks you're giving as well. So I know, I mean, time specifically, because I'd enrolled for time as well. Time has very, very, very easy mocks wherein you have puzzles of like literally 4 lines. And then you feel कि हाँ अरे 150 score आ रहा है, 155 score आ रहा है, and you end up doing nothing then. You're like ठीक है आ ही जाएगा. So that is not the case. Make sure that you're selecting the portals as well, which have good reviews. So, a guy is asking, what was your test funda score approx 50 days before exam? I'm currently at 125 without any fluke. So, I think 125 is a very, very good score. If you are consistent on like four, if this is your average, it depends on eventually it depends upon the mock. कि mock बहुत easy. I assume कि mock बहुत easy नहीं होगा. So, if you're scoring on an average of 125 without flukes, it is a very good score as of now. But yeah, you still have 22 odd months to improve on that. You can definitely, I know you'll definitely improve. Assuming that you're currently scoring 125, if you probably mark flukes, then you might score somewhere around 132 or 135. And then yeah, I mean, even if for you, I would suggest keep start giving more and more mocks, because you are at a good level of preparation. So yeah, I think that is a good score. Even I used to score somewhere around 120, 115, 25 prior to, 50 days prior the exam. Tejas is asking about last 2 months strategy, and he's scoring somewhere around 100. Tejas, I think you can just maybe rewind the video and see it, wherein I have explained how my schedule used to look like, and you can follow the same as well. Because I think that is on broad strokes, that is something that everybody follows as well. So, somebody's asking, what is the important topic in quants that should not be skipped? So, in quants, firstly, you have to do DI. क्योंकि 3 odd sets आते ही है, 3 to 4 sets आते ही है DI के. So, you have to do DI. And for one-liners, arithmetic is something that you can't miss on. Geometry mensuration, and modern math, जिसमें logs या फिर नंबर सिस्टम्स ये सब आता है, तो दैट इज समथिंग दैट यू कैन इग्नोर एज ऑफ नाउ. बट द टॉपिक्स विच दैट यू कांट मिस आर अरिथमेटिक टॉपिक्स, जैसे कि टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस हो गया. यू हैव एवरेज मिक्सचर्स एलिगेशंस, ये सारे टॉपिक्स हो गए. सो दीज आर द टॉपिक्स. टाइम एंड वर्क, सो दीज आर द टॉपिक्स दैट यू कांट मिस एट ऑल. SICI, for that matter. So all arithmetic topics, there are around 7 to 8 arithmetic topics, ज़्यादा भी नहीं है. So you'll have to thoroughly do that. You can skip geometry, mensuration, and modern math as of now. If you have time, तो definitely you can brush up on them as well. Because usually जो modern math के questions आते हैं probability and PNC के, वो as compared to all the other sections या फिर other questions in arithmetic, थोड़ा easier side पे होते हैं, is what I have observed. The difficulty level is very low in modern math questions. So if you have time over and above that, so definitely you can practice that as well, or at least get your basics cleared on those topics. ताकि अगर एग्जाम में आ भी रहा है तो if you attempt, अगर आपका बेसिक क्लियर हो तो you might be able to solve those questions as well. But the possibility also of those questions from geometry, mensuration, and modern math coming in exam is also low. So first prioritize arithmetic, and then you can go for these topics.
Okay, maybe we'll take now one last question.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, I'll take this question by Suhas. He himself is asking the little out of syllabus question. Does summer internship placement happens out of Mumbai as well? Yeah, definitely it happens out of Mumbai as well. It does, but majorly it happens in Mumbai only because the companies which come for placements are majorly from Mumbai. But yeah, as you know, companies. I mean, you'll be in metro city. You'll be either in Delhi or Bangalore or Hyderabad or Mumbai for that matter, or even Pune. Yeah, but there is a possibility it might be out of Bombay as well. I think, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think we'll stop now. And thank you everyone for joining. I can see this one last question for free resources. See, I think any banking resources you can refer if like you have to like see for any free resources. So yeah, other than that, but yeah, like please check any resource that you're opting for uh, beforehand. So yeah, okay. Anyways, we'll stop now, and we'll be joining on Wednesday and Sunday again. So if there's anything, you can uh, comment as well. We'll get back. And if you have any queries for our courses, like I said, like we have started with a crash course also, so you can reach out to our number, and we'll see you soon. Okay. Thank you, Shivali, for joining
Sure.
with us today.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
everyone. Bye. Thank you for joining. Bye.